So in this video, I'm going to go over the best way to incorporate your strengths into your week's training schedule. So we've took a pretty decent 3-day on, 1 day off, 2-day on, 1 day off split, probably a split that resonates to most people. And you'll see here that I've highlighted the last session on a Wednesday, so the last session of the 3 days, and then the last session of the 2 days as two areas where you can get the training session in that is based on your strengths. Now, I'm not saying that you should use both of those sessions per week. It kind of probably depends on whereabouts in your season you are, whether you would do that. But there's two areas there where it might be best place to put the movements that you really enjoy doing and the movements that you excel in across the week. And why is that? That's because if we look at this 3-day split over here, you're coming off the back of Sunday, rest and recovery day, so you're raring to go, body's feeling pretty fresh to go on the Monday morning, and you can carry that throughout of Monday and hit Monday no problem. Tuesday, again, you can carry that over. Ideally, we want to be hitting something pretty different to what was on the Monday, so we're not kind of flagging too much in the Tuesday. Then it gets to Wednesday, and we've probably all had this feeling. Is that Wednesday you're probably feeling a little bit more beat up, your training morale's a little bit lower, and motivation generally just to kind of put yourself in the hole or have some high intensity or some high quality in training is lower than it's been on Monday and Tuesday. It might still be high, but it was definitely lower than Monday and Tuesday. So the last thing on that 3-day split there, that to me is going to be the best place to put some exercises that you class yourself as stronger at doing. Maybe it's exercises that you just like doing, so that you can keep that training morale up. It gets to Wednesday when you're not feeling great about getting into the gym, but you've got that session at the end to look forward to that always makes you feel good. Let's just say it's ring muscle ups, for example. And you've grafted, and let's say your weaknesses are maybe like strength work. You've grafted hard on Monday, you've grafted hard in the beginning of Wednesday, and you can reward yourself with something then at the end of that tough 3-day split with something you really enjoy doing. Okay, that way we can go into the rest and recovery day, keeping our training morale up and our motivation up throughout that recovery day, and then we can start our 2-day split again when we go into the Friday. So you can either put it in there on a Wednesday, or we can put it in over here on the Saturday, or we could do both. Same applies here for the Friday and the Saturday. Usually the Saturday for most people is a bit more of a heavier weightlifting strength day, and there's usually, for our guys on Jace to Compete is when we'll do a whiteboard workout, which usually kind of, has you feeling pretty on the floor and tired by that point. So at the end of this Saturday, that might be the point where you finish off, you round your week off on a good note, and you stick your strengths in there, to cap off a solid week of training. In terms of in the season, the closer we get to competition is the more I would recommend doing it twice a week. So we do it on this day 3 here and this day 6 here. The reason behind that being is that if we say further away from competition, we've not been working our strengths as much because we've been hopefully been working on your weaknesses, then we give ourselves a chance to be able to bring our strengths up to scratch so that we are going into competition feeling really good about the areas that we know we can capitalise on. And also, but when you train your strengths, you should be able to hit a higher intensity. If it's something that you can, let's say it's burpees, let's say, for example, you're a small guy or girl who can fly through burpees, you'll be able to get a great amount of intensity out of those sessions because you're good at doing them. And that's exactly what we want before competition, to be able to hit high intensity sessions. That also being said, if we're doing training sessions for 4 weeks leading up to the competition, and we're gaining kind of confidence and feeling good about ourselves and how we're performing, then dropping them in 2 times a week where we can boost that confidence, then we're going to go into the competition more likely to be able to execute and perform better, because our morale in training has been higher, because generally being able to do the things that you really enjoy doing. And there is an argument that you better not train in your weaknesses as much for the 4 or so weeks leading to competition, because you're more likely to be able to perform better on your weaknesses if you're feeling generally better about yourself, because of the momentum that you've built up over the last 4 weeks of training, than you were if you were still be kind of like slogging yourself away on your weaknesses twice a week and just kind of getting yourself fairly beaten up on the exercises that you don't enjoy doing. That's not saying that you shouldn't do those weaknesses, but off-season and away from competition is probably where you're going to be putting more emphasis on your weaknesses and bringing them up. And then it's just when you get then towards competition, like I said, the last 4 or 6 weeks is where you're going to bring those strengths in. And if we bring those strengths in these areas here that I've highlighted, then we're not taking any focus away from the other areas that need to keep working on, but we're still building the momentum and keeping that training morale high for those last few weeks of training. So obviously use this training split and adjust it to how you train, but generally the last session before you're going to go into a rest or recovery day, that's where I would recommend you put your movements or your energy systems or whatever it is you class as your strength. That's where I'd recommend you stick them in there, so that you're still keeping your strength strong, and you're maintaining good confidence and good training momentum throughout each week of training.